Hey everybody, it's Cindy here, and today I want to talk to you about showing up for yourself. Showing up for yourself, in other words, keeping agreements with yourself that you have made. Now, why is this important? When you agree to do something for yourself, or when you decide you're going to engage in something, or you've made a commitment to yourself in some way, and then you break that commitment, or sabotage yourself in some way, then there's a cost to you, right? There's a cost to you. You may be missing an opportunity professionally or personally. You may lose money by not keeping your agreement and showing up for yourself. You may be compromising relationships when you don't show up for yourself. But I think the worst thing of all, when we don't show up for ourselves and follow through on things that we say we're going to do for ourselves, is it can really chip away at how we feel about ourselves. It can compromise your self-love, your self-acceptance, and really your trust and integrity with yourself. And that is, we don't want that at all. No, no, no. I don't want that for you at all, because then when you start to feel badly about yourself because you haven't followed through on something you said you were going to do for yourself, or something you committed to for yourself, then when you don't do that, then it's just very costly. I don't know if we could put a dollar amount on it, but if you thought to yourself, what dollar amount would I put as a value on my self-esteem, my self-love, my integrity with myself, let alone with other people? I mean, it's priceless, is it not? So how do we keep agreements with ourselves? How do we consistently show up for ourselves? Well, one way is to only make agreements and commitments with yourself that you really, truly intend to keep. So really, you want to really, really look at every opportunity that comes your way, or every idea that you have, and ask yourself, is it an absolute yes? Like, do you think, when you think about committing to this, do you go, yes, absolutely, yes, 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 like you're ultra excited about it? Or is it something you think you have to do, you should do, you ought to do, maybe is a good idea, might be kind of a good idea, you're kind of, hemming and hawing around about it. So really sort through whether it's an absolute yes, or if it could be an enlightened no, which means you've spent a little deeper time thinking it through, and although it may be a good opportunity or a good thing, it may not be an absolute yes. There's a lot of really good things, good opportunities out there, good ways we can show up for ourselves. But I want you to choose the great ones, the ones you really intend to keep. So sort through that before you even commit to anything. And that's one way to more successfully show up for yourself. Another way is to write things down. If we don't write things down or get them in our long-term memory in some format that works for us, we can lose information in 37 seconds. That's how fast the brain research says something can be lost. And so you don't want to half-heartedly agree to something or decide something for yourself and then not really lock it in the brain in some way. And one of the best ways is to write it down and read those. Write them down and read them. So write down your agreements with yourself. And then anytime you you make an agreement with yourself, excuse me, I want you to set up consequences or rewards. Put consequences or rewards in place. So in other words, if you follow through and show up for yourself, of course there will be the reward of the satisfaction that you showed up for yourself. You completed this, you made this happen, You develop this new habit, whatever this is. This could be many, many things in life, personally or professionally. So there will be just the intrinsic reward of having accomplished it or followed through on it. But I also want you to put in a reward of like something you wouldn't necessarily do for yourself otherwise. So you really can celebrate when you're showing up for yourself. So whether that's taking you to your favorite restaurant, or, having a ladies' night out with your best friend, or taking a long hot bubble bath, or getting a massage, or I don't know what feels like a reward to you, but I would have one in place and only let yourself have it if you really show up completely for yourself in that specific way. And another way is to set up some consequences. Okay, I know someone who, I love this, who agrees that he will pay a certain amount of money to a charity of his choice if he doesn't follow through showing up for himself in certain ways. Now, this is a lovely thing because no matter if he doesn't show up for himself, a charity gets a nice donation. This guy is quite wealthy, and he'll agree to like give $1,000 to a charity of his choice, but he wants to make the number big enough that it hurts a little bit to write the check. You know what I mean? Like, and so it isn't that he doesn't want to give to charity otherwise, but it's a way to motivate himself to show up for himself in his life. And I love that idea. So what consequence could you put in place for yourself if you don't show up for yourself? So have a consequence ready that's going to hurt a little bit. Doesn't have to be the example I gave, but something that'll hurt a little bit, and a reward that'll feel really, 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 really good. So, because when we show up for ourselves, when we follow through and honor the agreements we've made with ourselves and others, trust is built. We love ourselves more. We respect ourselves more. And when you and I respect and accept and love and trust ourselves the most, that's when we're really going to be able to get out there, be at our best, no matter what our world is, and cause the most positive impact for everybody else around us. So those are my thoughts for today. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.